Hello, my name is Courtney Igoe, and this is a presentation on the mobile application Prognosis Your Diagnosis. Prognosis Your Diagnosis is a free downloadable app available through Google Play and the iTunes Store that is produced by Medical Joyworks LLC. The app is intended for medical professionals to test clinical skills with simulated case scenarios. The app is set up like a game, where the user is given a case study and then proceeds to choose diagnostic tests and manage options to treat the patient. There are currently over 600 case scenarios within the app, and new ones are added each week. The main app of Prognosis Your Diagnosis includes 4 specialties: medicine, surgery, gynecology and obstetrics, and pediatrics. However, if the user wanted to focus on another specialty, Medical Joyworks has a total of 30 specialties that can be downloaded on separate applications. The application has over 5 million downloads within 195 countries. According to the Prognosis app website, it has consistently been ranked a top medical app on Google Play and the iTunes Store. The app is reviewed for accuracy and relevancy by 150 physicians who volunteer their time. The map shown at the bottom of the screen pinpoints where some of these physicians are located throughout the world. The app is useful for nurses to advance clinical skills and knowledge by playing case studies and learning the key points. The app can be used when the nurse has spare moments because each case scenario just takes a few minutes to complete. The nurse can apply the skills learned for her everyday practice and to enhance her clinical judgment. At the end of each case scenario, there is a comprehensive yet concise description on the diagnostic tools, lab values, and the medical condition that was discussed. The application is simple to use and navigation was a breeze during my first use. When you open the app on your mobile device, there are 4 available buttons to choose from: Cases, where you go to choose a scenario; the My Case log, where you review scenarios you have already completed; the invite icon, where you can share with friends a link to the app via email; and the language icon if you wish to view the application in another language. Like it was said before, playing a scenario is quick and easy. First, the user chooses a case, which is downloaded almost instantaneously. The scenario the patient is given on the History and Examine tabs. Then, when the user clicks on the Investigate screen, the player can pick and choose from 4 diagnostic options. And then on the Management screen, the user decides what treatment options are correct. The user then clicks on Finish and is given a result on whether or not they chose the right answers, and the user can then read a discussion on the case study. At the bottom of the discussion page are the main points that the user should have learned, and this is the most beneficial point for the nurse or other healthcare worker because it is the takeaway message from the scenario. Each discussion page ends with a reference list for the material given. When reviewing the reference list, only professional journals and government sites were listed. On the bottom of the Prognosis website, there's a lengthy Medical Joyworks Terms and Conditions document. Within this document, it states that the user agrees to only use the application for academic purposes, and that the app should not be used for medical advice, nor should it substitute professional diagnosis or treatment advice. The document also states in its privacy policy it retrieves the user's email and name, but it won't disclose this private information to third parties. If the user decides to comment on a case scenario, this comment is public to other users within the app, and the comment will also identify the user's name, profession, and specialty. The app is also copyrighted, and the user is not allowed to copy or reproduce content within the application. Overall, Prognosis Your Diagnosis is a fun and easy tool to practice and quiz yourself on clinical conditions and diagnostics. It is an easy-to-use app, there is no training involved, and you can pick it up from where you left off. It can be used anywhere you have access to Wi-Fi and a few moments to spare. The app is free as it is funded by advertising, but the ads are minimal and do not take away from the focusing on the content. However, there are limitations. The case scenarios can be complex and difficult, thus the case studies might be above the nurse's medical knowledge and scope of practice. The user must also have a connection to the internet to download case studies. This is not a good resource that the user can use at work because you can't search within the app for certain medical conditions or clinical skills. Therefore, this app isn't useful at the workplace, but I would recommend it for when the nurse has free time for a fun, stress-free way to learn and enhance her medical knowledge. In conclusion, Prognosis Your Diagnosis is beneficial in testing and reinforcing clinical conditions and skills. This app is a fun and easy tool for the nurse to utilize to practice clinical judgment. There is nothing to lose because it is free and does not take up much time. Why not try it for yourself?